Smart 24, driving business.
It's the same way in which you present yourself through language, you express yourself, and you have etiquette. That is why, whether it's in a government or diplomatic position, whether it's in a teacher-to-student setting, mentor-mentee setting, there always has to be some form of etiquette and a way in which the language has to be used and expressed. Why? Because you're presenting yourself in a certain manner. You have to think to yourself, if I'm going to church, how will I dress? Yes? It is a same
it matters even how you express yourself on Twitter.
I think so. It's very important. And I remember Robert Kaushenga talking about this once when he was doing his talks during COVID. And he was saying that if someone writes to him asking for a job, do you know what the first thing he does?
He looks them up.
Looks you up
I
on
also
social
do so.
media.
That's what I also do.
And he will see how you have presented yourself on social media, and that is going to speak volumes on your behalf. So if you think that social media is a joke these days, you have to understand the intentionality of what it is. It is simply a communication tool. If you want to hang out with your friends, pray tell. Get your own private account. Use a different name. Tell your friends who to use this other person, this other account of yours. And then when you have your full names, make sure that you know that this is a public account. Everybody can access it. A future employer may be able to access it. I have to express myself in a certain manner. I have to use language that is appropriate for me, how I want them to perceive me. And I have to make sure that the etiquette that I'm using is right, okay? If you, like, I can't emphasize this enough, get a private account to do your nonsense. And yes, and then when you have your full names on your social media accounts, make sure that you follow specific etiquette and keep it within the language and form of expression that you want people to understand you and use it as a communication tool.
Wow, thank you so much. You know, somebody in Kenya, a young lady in Kenya, I think did something a bit reckless, and then she was appointed, I think, in the Ministry of Tourism. I don't know whether you remember that story. And a tweet that she had tweeted, you know, against the environment, something really anti-environment, came out, and you know, people were all up in arms, like, how can this be? And this lady lost her appointment because of just a tweet.
Exactly.
So it matters. It matters. Thank you so much for bringing that out, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our Fat Talk, Fidelis Leadership Institute, and Smart 24 TV, which we thank for bringing us into the visual world of DSTV. And also, we want to thank our listeners on Twitter, those that have participated. We want to thank our team that is organizing this. We want to thank Precious Kimijisha.
You forgot my name right there.
No, I didn't. I want to thank you for giving of your time, for being vulnerable, for telling your story. I didn't know how this interview would go, seeing as I know so much about you. You've got to pay me not to bring it out. But I think that you have taught us so much. I have known you a long time, and I've learned so much. Thank you so much for your wisdom. I hope that we will see all the good things that you're doing. And now, I need to give it a drum roll. Pa-da-da-da, the great reveal.
Okay.
So tell us, was it Beckham? Did he smile?
I met Beckham.
You met David Beckham.
And he smiled. It was literally a few seconds. We were just crossing the corridor.
To reveal this. The FLI page in blocks. Precious Kimijisha Colette met David Beckham and smiled at him. And now I don't think I'm your friend.
Oh God!
How could this
You
not
can't
be
hate
because
me.
I knew?
I know. It's random story.
Next, what's true?
The movie.
The movie is coming out.
Yes.
So we
Having
have a
said
filmmaker who
yes.
met David Beckham and made him smile. I think Vix is having a sleepless night. You know? So,
in Victoria. And I definitely did not consult on Michelle Obama's book.
Yeah, let's make that clear.
I did not, for all the social media accounts, I did not do that.
Yes.
Yes.
So, thank you, Precious. Last week we had Irene Mugisha,
Yes.
and she was telling us about blossoming where you're planted. Thank you for blossoming everywhere you've been planted. I want to say that you have been, I think writers give of themselves a lot. You've been giving and giving and giving. So before you go, where do you feed?
Oh, definitely with friends, although you've been missing in action, but definitely with friends, and especially friends who know the Lord, because when you're with friends who know the Lord and you're totally down, they can point you in the direction of the truth, because there's so many lies around us. You feel a certain way, you feel like you're drowning in imposter syndrome, and they tell you, no, that's actually who you are and who God made you to be. So I think friendships, especially faith friendships, are where I feed. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, writers out there, people that want to write, first of all, we've learned a lot of precious things. One, it is never too late for you to pivot at whatever age, even if you're 60. I mean, my mom pivoted, I think, in her early 60s, you know.
Yes.
She found the Lord and she started, you know, doing BSF and
Yes.
she's teaching the word and she's a whole new person in just a few years. And so it's never too late to pivot. I mean, Robert Kaushenga was retired, you know.
Yes.
He retired and he is starting this calling in coffee and now he's an expert. And then he became an expert in social media
talks or something.
thought leadership,
Yes.
you know. At I don't know what age it is
I won't
now,
say
you know. You know, the old man about town.
Exactly.
Andrew Mwenda has now gone straight into politics.
I'm
you know,
not going
from
there.
being a writer and all these things.
Yes.
So it's never too late to pivot.
Yes.
That is one. Two, embrace your fear, make it your friend, and remember that the fear is when success is playing hide and seek with you.
Exactly.
And the fear is the wall behind that success might be hiding. The third thing that I've learned from you is that it is important to have communication skills. You might have a voice, but how you express it, what form, to which audience, and how you deliver your message really, really matters. And your voice needs to be authentic. It needs to be ethical.
Yes.
It needs to be from an authentic and ethical source as well. So the last lesson, which I think is very, very important and probably the most important, is it's important for you to wash your hands to get to the table. But you've got to keep your hands really, really clean for you to stay at the table. You have to have etiquette, you have to have manners, you have to honor. Last week, Irene told us that the elders at the table will not trust you with their truth unless you honor them, unless you show that you have respect for them,
and character.
unless you have character. And what is character? That which you do when no one is looking. It's been the Fidelis Leadership Institute with Smart 24 TV bringing you the Fat Talks. My name was Fiona Wall, hosting Precious Koimijisha Colette, a renowned writer, author, and soon-to-be filmmaker. Happy Eid. Have a good and wonderful holiday.
Thank you.